Isn't that something? Yep, son Mateo, one of the best young beach volleyball players in the country, and now in high school focusing on indoor. And they have those two clubs, the boys club run by Matt, Team Rockstar, and the girls club run by wife Joy, Team Mizuno. Same facility, and as you mentioned, both Love affiliated clubs.
And you also have to know, Joy also picked up her own national title as a player as well as a coach. She spent some time over at UCLA as well.
Won that national title as a player, Long Beach State 1993. Joy McKenzie Furbringer. Third set starting, even at a set apiece. Sandbothy, the middle attack, and Grubbs finds a hole in the block.
And I want to go right back to Furbringer too, because one of the things that has stood out throughout our coverage through the first 3 weeks of play, it's been fun. At times we're getting a chance to hear some of the coaches mic'd up, and Furbringer really giving great tactical and very impressionable information in those timeouts that his athletes can use.
Off speed, Thomasai Lara. Bumps at Pinoy. Swing for Grubbs. Thomasai Lara going hard angle of the corner and didn't get it. Magdaléna is in the match for the first time for Atlanta, middle blocker out of your alma mater, Washington State, Cam.
Go Cougs. Unfortunately, our time did not overlap. I wish it, wish it had, because, man, she would have been fun to set.
Best player in Washington State history. Bottom drops out of that one for Fairbanks, and it's an ace. 3-0 Atlanta.
Yeah, Magda, just an incredible blocker, so skilled, moving laterally, very athletic and quick.
Fairbanks went forward again, this time too short.
Some interesting swings and momentum in that second set, like you mentioned, Rich. Who's going to be the steadying force on either side?
Janiska's serve. Adams there, good pass, resulting in the big kill for Magda Jehlářová.
It all starts with the platform of Mac Adams. She has been the target time and time again, but just look at the balance of Rachel Fairbanks here, able to deliver the ball perfectly.
And second consecutive service error for Atlanta. Kelsey Robinson-Cook, three-time Olympic medalist for the USA, bronze in Rio 2016, gold in Tokyo 2021, silver in Paris this past summer, has a complete set. She's there for a good pass. High in the air, Mackenzie Adams. Mac Adams, most decorated volleyball player in the history of UTSA, Texas San Antonio, their inaugural Hall of Fame class in 2023. And this past fall was an assistant coach at her alma mater. Demi Thomasai Lara.
There in the court.
You talk about fire, maybe a little anger. How about that swing for
where Jimerson would have ran a slide, and obviously Tessa Grubbs in the back row. Ball's got to get over the net.
Big left-handed swing by Annie Drew Schumacher. That shoulder has been barking at her since the match at Salt Lake a couple of weeks ago. And she comes out after getting her first kill. Pro stops in Puerto Rico, Italy, Turkey, and Japan. Got married a month after winning gold in Tokyo in 2021. Her husband Tanner played baseball at North Dakota State and Purdue. Thomasai Lara read it well from Grubbs. Janiska, dug by Adams. Fairbanks outside to Cook. Lunging play by her Olympic teammate Carlini. Thomasai Lara. Cook again. What an absolute bullet from Kelsey Cook.
One of the aspects of her swing that I enjoy so much is that she just delays long enough, and she's so explosive into those last two steps. It's so hard to line up the block against her. Again, Kelsey Cook trying to be the difference maker here in set 3. 12-6, the lead for Atlanta.
Carlini, one of a trio of setters for Team USA in the Paris game. She actually got hurt the first match and missed a couple. And alternate Micah Hancock came on for a couple of matches, and then Carlini came back. There's Annie Drew Schumacher, one of her Olympic teammates. USA began in Paris by losing to China in the 5th set, 15-13. Then they won in 5 against world champ Serbia. There's Sandbothi, and she goes wide. And the USA swept host France. Quarterfinal versus Poland, they swept them. The semis against world number 2 Brazil. Challenge issued on that one, whether or not the ball was in or out. Madison certainly thought it was in. Beat Brazil in 5, 15-11 in the 5th, and a replay of the gold medal match from Tokyo. And then in the gold medal match last summer, they lost to Italy 3-0. U.S. taking the silver.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch that journey, though, for Team USA. I think more than anything, the word that comes to mind through that is grit as you take a look at this ball. In or out of bounds?
That ball's in.
That ball is looking awfully good. I was going to say Sandbothi immediately was celebrating. She thought that ball was well inside the court.
12-7. Sarah Franklin serves it away. There's Magda doing her thing. Magda Jehlářová out of the Czech Republic in Washington State, 4-time AVCA All-American. 8 substitutions per set in League One volleyball, no limit. You can come back in, as long as you come back into the same position. That's outside the antenna. It's an ace for Kelsey Cook. I love the 15-second serve clock. Big swing by Adams, big kill by Mac Adams. 15-7 Atlanta, taking some anger out after watching Madison win that second set.
Sandbothi just getting a little tripped up there on the block as she bit along with the middle attack. Ultimately a nice decision, good play setup from Atlanta.
Now talking about rules, Cam, how about coming up in the Love Classic over Valentine's Day weekend? They're gonna have something called the Super Point for the Love Classic only, kind of a place to test it out. Once per set, prior to either team reaching 22 points, a coach can press a siren button at the scorer's table. Picture the big red button and what is it, the voice?
Yeah, the golden buzzer, why not?
Golden buzzer, right. You press the big button and the next point is worth 2 points. Why not, right? Let's try something new.
Yeah, throw a little confetti in there with it too. No, I think it's going to be a really unique wrinkle getting added in, and interesting to see how teams kind of utilize it and at what point. Do they trust it on their serve? Do they trust it on their side out, since that will be their first contact?
Yeah. That'll be coming up the Love Classic over Valentine's Day weekend. They're nearly a tape ace for Kelsey Robinson-Cook. Fairbanks on the combo play. Back set to Grubbs.
Gosh.
How do you defend that?
It's really difficult. My first thought is just how quick this set is. Watch the timing here. That is a highly linear attack, meaning the ball out of Fairbanks' hands is coming at such a flat angle.
Another ace for Cook. 17-7 Atlanta.
Yeah, this is getting tough right now. Franklin back out of the match. It's tough when she's leading your attack in terms of efficiency, but in the backcourt right now, struggling from being a passer.
And normally she's very good at that. 6'4" outside hitter, Sarah Franklin. Good dig by Pinoy. Swing by Cook. Bump set Wong. Swing by Thomas Ailara. One of the high hands didn't get him. Temi Thomas Ailara, first generation Nigerian American, and a challenge is issued. Had a chance to talk with Temi Thomas Ailara earlier today. She enrolled in an outdoor recreation volleyball league. There she is, number 12, when she was in elementary school, and one of her teammates told a parent, hey, you should consider getting her into club volleyball. Parents who had immigrated from Nigeria knew nothing about volleyball, and it turned out she had a real knack for it. And now both her parents, Joseph and Abby, are into it. Let's see, was there a touch here?
Looking for a net fault, so watch the follow through here.
Oh, net fault.
Not seeing one.
Didn't see anything down below either. What about as they come down? Doesn't look like it. So
maybe just a small part of hair which actually made the net move, but that is not a net violation. The first unsuccessful one we've seen.
There's Thomas Ilar, whose mom, Abby, knows so much about volleyball now that she'll call her after each match and discuss it. What went right, what went wrong. I asked her, is she usually right? He said, yeah. She said, yeah, she is. Thomas Ilar rolling over the top. Mom, was that okay? Would you prefer the full swing? And another point, Atlanta. 19-7, a dominant third set for Love Atlanta.
This has really gotten away from Madison here. Tip over the top. Tough to know too as a middle blocker. Do you have, if you can get a contact there, do I reach back and actually play that ball or let my defense do the work?
Now there's the big swing Mom might have wanted. Timmy Thomas Ilara.
Yeah, and off the extended set from Lauren Carlini. Watch for the middle attack here if Atlanta can find that pass.
Not quite. Taylor Sandbothy doing her thing at the service line again. She served her team 6 points on a 7-0 run early in the second set as they took charge. Turned a 6-2 deficit into a 9-6 lead. Fairbanks outside to Mackenzie Adams.
Adams now into double-digit kills, all the way up to 11 with that swing down the line. She's been passing very well. Actually, she's been the best passer statistically on the floor through this match.
Jehlářová, service error. Point Madison, 20-10. Kills, 26 swings. Hitting .230, relying on her heavily.
You can see just the offensive weapon too. What I say is that those who take care of the ball are ultimately winning matches, and so far, Mac Adams has been a nice
experience, skill, with a little bit of luck thrown in.
Pinoy now, and double-digit digs.
Isn't it funny how good players seem to get luckier, right?
That is very true.
Madison gets one back, perhaps delaying the inevitable. 23-16 now, and Lauren Carlini.
You've got Grubbs in this rotation in the left back corner. She'll actually run around to the right back side. Love that set.
Yeah, Magdaléna. Bright future she has, the 25-year-old out of the Czech Republic.
Incredibly mobile attacker as well as blocker.
Rotation one with Fairbanks serving it away on set point for Atlanta. Trying to go up 2-1. Tight to the net. That was off the shoulder of Fairbanks.
When that middle attack comes with a one-on-one opportunity, those pinned defenders or their left and right back defenders have got to be ready.
Niska, the German, serves it to the middle to Jehlářová, and that ends it. Magdaléna, 25-17 Atlanta, and they will try to close things out and improve to 2-1 when we get to the fourth set. 86% for Atlanta, and a perfect pass 28% of the time. Pass, as far as those statistics are concerned, the first contact after the serve. Lauren Carlini, Olympic silver medalist from the Paris Games last summer. Carlini, it's now famous, when she was 6 years old, drew a picture of herself standing on the Olympic medal stand. And she still has the drawing. And her 6-year-old's artwork, she's wearing number 7, her number here, and yes, her number in the 2024 Olympics. Now, she got that medal, but the truth is, in that picture, she was standing on the gold medal stand. And I think Lauren would tell you, that she still sees fulfilling that vision. She was an alternate on the team that won gold in Tokyo in 2021. Tessa Grubbs, back corner, went long. Point Madison to begin the fourth set.
One of the things I love with Lauren Carlini is just her competitive fire, her energy. She is not scared to emote on the court, and even Matt Furbringer has mentioned just her discipline, her focus. He goes, it doesn't matter what the score is. If it's 0-0, she is laser locked in, as well as that ace was from Madison.
And it's 2-0 Madison.
But if you want to change the tide, that's a great way to get it started. Finding the ace.
Jennifer Janiska, past captain of the German national team, sends away the serve. Adams in transition. And Santana unable to dig it.
And you can see the change in strategy from the service line. They actually try to take a little pace off against Adams, so she's not as comfortable or as in rhythm with that first contact. She still comes away with it, but they did get her in just a bit of trouble.
Service error for Magdaléna. Jemerson right over the top of the tape. Janiska blocked by Fairbanks. Now blocked into the antenna, so point Madison.
I believe that's the second time they're really trying to go after that right hand of Fairbanks as it's slightly pulling off the net, that she's gotten tooled where she's actually got the block, but it goes directly back into the antenna.
Anna Stevenson Hall's serve. Wow, that had some heat on it.
My goodness, what a serve from Hall. This is what you love about jump floats. They start at a high contact point and they can come down at your receiver.
Oh. 8-5 Madison trying to send us to a fifth. Mackenzie Adams has other ideas. Good pass, off speed by Cook, and she finds the floor.
I will say though, the platform of Adams a little bit more shaky when she's on the right side and through the middle there. That's a really tight pass. They got away with it, but this is a good sign for Madison. The service pressure starting to increase here in set 4.
Love Madison out of system. Janiska. Over dig by Pinoy. Here comes Janiska again. Using the block. Jennifer Janiska, former captain of the German national team.
Rich, I also want to go back to these back-to-back matches, right? And for Madison right now, having to play that 4th set match just an evening ago. Coming into week 3, teams that have played the back-to-back are 1-3 in terms of win to loss. It's just a big ask.
How about the block? Sanbothi and Thomasai Laura. And you saw the graphic. 4th match in 9 days for Madison. 1st in 10 days for Atlanta.
And what's even more impressive, when you take a look at the outside hitters for Madison, Chassé not in the mix, nor Franklin here in this 4th set.
Right.
And you think to those back-to-backs, it's just wild pairing them off from one night to the next.
Timeout taken by Atlanta. Madison trying to send us to a 5th.
So as a blocker, you have to be ready to hang and actually delay your block just enough against Tessa Grubbs.
Grubbs majored in therapeutic recreation at the University of Tennessee. When she was young, 1st through 4th grade, she was in Belgium while her dad managed nuclear power plants for Westinghouse, and one of her friends had a disability. And that inspired her to major in therapeutic recreation. And then as a youth, club coaches told her that she wouldn't be good enough to play at a high level. And a coach named Nick Allen believed in her, and she got better quickly.
A great story, Rich.
Madison, chance to go up by 5. Janiska off the soft block. Cook was there. Fairbanks teeing up Grubbs. Grubbs goes hard angle and goes wide.
And actually, wow, I'm surprised here. I thought there might have even been a touch just off the interior hand of the middle blocker.
Take a look at this.
Again, they're looking to see whether this ball was inbounds or out of bounds. That was the challenge.
You notice no line judges here in League One volleyball because of the Hawkeye technology, and that ball looks like the call was accurate, but just so.
Wow, that's as close as it comes.
Any part of the ball hits the line, the ball's in. So challenge issued.
Did a piece of that catch the line?
Or was there a touch? They're looking at the line. That is so close. And it is ruled out. The challenge unsuccessful. And Lana Gustafson just showed the open palm to Kelsey Cook as if to say that's enough. And Kelsey goes back into serve receive along with Adams and Pinoy as Carlini gets ready to send away the serve. Going after her Olympic teammate Cook. Fairbanks quick to the middle, paintbrush for Jehlářová. Off the soft block of Jehlářová. Combo play, Grubbs off the soft block. Carlini was there, bump set by Wong. By Belitsa Medved. Medved with a dig right there. Yaniska using the block of Grubbs. Good court vision.
That's one of the ways you can get crafty as an attacker, is kind of mixing up and choosing when you actually make contact with the ball. Yaniska doing a nice job kind of letting that ball fall, letting the block start to drop alongside with her.
12-6 Madison. After a dominant third set win by Atlanta, Madison coming back to try to force a fifth set. Jehlářová has other ideas, gets one back for Atlanta. 12-7.
Continuing to try and feed the middle attack, and that's the right call right now for Fairbanks. Even if they don't pick up this fourth set, they're gonna need that middle attack into the fifth.
Off speed, Tomasai Lara. Blocked by Daniel Coutinho and Magda Jehlářová.
Got Coutinho in the mix. I wonder, going back and forth between Grubbs and Coutinho, just trying to find maybe that blocking force, as Coutinho a little bit taller of a blocker.
Libero Pinoy was there. Jehlářová. And the libero for Madison, Belitsa Medved, unable to dig that one. 12-9 Madison.
Jehlářová currently hitting .833 on the match. She's 5 of 6. Set her every ball until they can slow her down.
Didn't play the first set, Jehlářová. Service error for Kelsey Cook, but Paulo Coco said it's not who starts the match, but it's who finishes the match. There he is in the background. Not a great pass by Pinoy. Lunging play by Carlini. Bump set Medved. Swing Yaniska. Dug by the libero Pinoy. Lunging play by Santana. Free ball coming. Lots of options. Fairbanks fakes the quick. Goes outside of Adams. One-on-one on the block. Mac Adams.
And Adams should be looking to the middle attack saying, thank you very much. That is exactly why you want your middle attack pulling the block. Look at how delayed. Not even able to get back over to the right, or excuse me, the left side of the court. Sanbothi getting tripped up there.
And such a poetic play to watch, that combo play. Sanbothi pushing it back toward Fairbanks. Jehlářová with the set. Coutinho down into the tape. That's 4 hits. 14-10 Madison.
That's tough. Coutinho. Fantastic vision.
Carlini went for the dump. Again, her Olympic teammate Robinson read it well, along with Jehlářová. Fairbanks and Jehlářová on the block. Again, Yaniska, again with a block. Fairbanks went up and sent it over. Fairbanks diving. Bump set Cook, and now Adams. Carlini Back set. Swing by Franklin.
And a back row attack violation from Franklin.
On the 10-foot line.
But it's interesting, again, she's attacking from a different position out of the back row. I like that they're still feeling confident enough to try and feed her the ball there, and especially it just gives you another weapon when Carlini's in the front row.
Rachel Fairbanks doing most of the setting tonight for Atlanta. And remember, she wasn't even going to be part of League One volleyball. Just wrapped up her collegiate career at Pitt, part of 4 Final Fours, and got the call after Marta Bekis was injured just 5 days before the first match. She said it took her 14 minutes to call back and say yes.
Yeah, actually, I caught up with her too and asked her just about her ability to reflect, right, on those Final Four experiences. This year, they were ranked #1 for the majority of the season. And she said, quite honestly, we haven't had much time to reflect. I immediately said yes to this opportunity. She loved the chance to get that professional experience before going overseas. But it has definitely been a quick turnaround for Rachel Fairbanks. She also mentioned that she's still very close with their team psychologist, Bernie Holiday, who also works with the Pirates. He's also helped her with that quick transition into this league.
Wrist away for Hall, 18-14 Madison. Rachel Fairbanks recruited to Pitt by Lindsey Bohonic. Later became the head coach at Oregon State, building a good program there. Just wrapped up her second year. Jehlářová rejected.
Sandbothy putting on a show.
Saw her at the service line earlier, now we see her at the net.
Gosh, and she's just fighting for that block. She's actually about, what, we'll call it a foot off the net, and still, this is gonna be a great view. Look at her hands. She is actually absolutely clamoring to try and close that down. That is some nice handwork.
And I really like the way she kept her arms at the proper angle, being so far off the net.
That is some next level blocking technique.
8 blocks for Atlanta, 7 for Madison. 19-14 Madison trying to force a 5th.
That's what you want out of a middle blocker. It's not always going to look exactly how you drew it up, but it's just the amount of effort having to travel. Middle blockers don't get enough love. You're traveling left to right to left to right, and in those extended rallies, I mean, they're putting on miles and getting none of the glory. They have to transition hard every single rally, every single play. I mean, it is one of the toughest positions, and you want a middle like that that's just going to grovel and do the work.
And Hall will serve for Madison. Jehlářová rejected by Sandbothy again.
Right now, Madison is just dedicating their middle blocker. It's one of those blocking systems that you can impart. So Sandbothy is just tracking Magda here. And you can see the double block Carlini with a nice assist there.
Sandbothy left Ohio State 8 years ago as the school's all-time leader in blocks. DeLibero comes in the back row.
Another interesting element. I was curious, are they going to start this way with Sarah Franklin playing the right side position? And in fact, they are. They have her right next to Carlini as they're in rotation 2 right now. So Janiska is still going to be one of your outsides as well as Santana.
Served by Fairbanks. Targeting Medved. Santana pushed it through the block. Fairbanks there. Jehlářová with the set. Swing for Robinson. Finding a hole in the floor. How in the world, Kelsey Robinson-Cook?
And with Fairbanks right back into the mix, they ended that 4th set with Bug. And the off-speed roll.
Remember Love Volleyball, international volleyball rules, best of 5 sets. First 4 sets to 25, 5th set to 15. It is a sprint to the finish. Franklin looking for the hands and got him.
And you might be wondering, how challenging is it to move from the outside to the right side as an attacker? Well, the good news is there are certain rotations that you actually, as an outside attacker, attack from the right side, specifically rotation 1 oftentimes. So there is some comfortability there for Sarah Franklin. And it also means she doesn't have to pass the ball as a right side attacker, which is the most critical piece to this puzzle.
Service error for Hall. Kelsey Cook will serve for Atlanta. Franklin. Adams off the dig from Fairbanks. What a dig.
What a heads-up play as well from Adams, just to turn and throw that ball to the floor. I like the defense here. Fairbanks doing a nice job. See how she goes hips up to the attacker. When you're seeing that attack come, you want to be able to turn and face, and she does a really nice job being able to play that ball out in front of her.
Madison challenging this. Are they challenging the contact?
So I believe they're challenging whether this ball was contacted across the plane of the net.
Which it doesn't look like it was. And as you can see, Lana Gustafson said, the point stays with Atlanta. And in this fifth set, that is a big call. 3-1 Atlanta. 10 days ago, Atlanta's last match, they won in 4 sets at Austin. Santana breaks a hole in the block.
I'm looking at the defensive alignment right there for Atlanta, and it looked like they were trying to close that seam up as Kelsey Cook was sitting just a step off to the left in middle back position.
Too long for Sarah Franklin. 4-2 Atlanta. I really like the way Matt Furbringer has managed this. He's even got a different libero in there.
It's creative.
Some of the changes might be performance, but some of it might just be fresh legs for a tired team.
Yeah, again, dealing with so much injury and a handful of illness.
Santana going high hands, didn't get him. 5-2 Atlanta.
It's a big turning point right here. With this expedited fifth set, you've got to be able to score points and keep it within margin.
Magda Jehlářová. Carlini back set, Sandbothi gets dug by Cook. Tessa Grubbs, dug by Franklin. Santana right down into the net. Took too much off.
Yeah, and also just challenging. She got too far underneath that ball, had to redirect her feet back out again, and then try and take the swing.
Second service error in 29, or pardon me, second attack error in 29 swings for Dally Santana. Timeout taken by Madison. Same score by which Atlanta led in the second set, 6-2, and then Madison went on a 7-0 run and went on to win the set 25-18. So what's Madison talking about right now?
Right now for Madison, I think it's really just about trying to find that first contact more than anything. And also, I'm trying to look at what offensive weapons they had. They've been out of system, so it's been a struggle for Santana to get a solid swing on the ball. You've got Carlini in the front row, Santana still in the front row, as well as Sandbothi. They've run the slide, but Jimerson on that last attempt did a solid job moving and getting an extra blocker in front.
Service error for Jehlářová, 6-3.
They really just needed to get out of that rotation for Madison.
Coming in for the second match as Omaha faces Austin. Matchup of a lot of players formerly playing for Nebraska and Texas, big NCAA rivals.
Watch the ball going to the outside here. Oh.
The overpass put down by Jehlářová, and we have not seen many overpasses in this match. Magda Jehlářová taking care of business.
And again, it just goes right back to the issue at hand for Madison, passing. It's been the story of this match for them.
And Love Madison uses their final timeout. First season of League One volleyball. Yes, it's LOVB, but it's pronounced Love. Mission statement to create better life outcomes for women through the sport of volleyball. And I would say this mission is on the way to being accomplished. Also, mission become the next major league. And with the caliber of play here and the entertainment value, just the more people know about it, it's going to catch fire.
Yeah, there's no question. I think last night, too, was a perfect example. We're in the mecca of volleyball, right? This city, this town loves volleyball, and they showed up in such a big way. Of course, we got another match in store as the day continues on, and the home team will be right here.
Yep, the home team will be here, and those seats will be filled.
There's the outside set.
Off the block and out of bounds point, Madison coming out of the timeout, 10-6 Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I thought they might go, especially they've been trying to attack, like I mentioned, the right hand of Rachel Fairbanks. Nice execution on the side of Madison.
Yaniska's serve, going after Cook. Grubbs. Medved trying to keep it alive, can't do it.
I like the effort from Madison, but even taking out one of the cameras.
Be careful with that Hawkeye technology, huh? That's 13 kills for Grubbs.
One-eyed hawk now.
Santana again, uses the block. 11-7 Atlanta. Love Atlanta, perfectly happy to trade side outs right now.
Stacked rotation for Atlanta.
Anna Stevenson Hall. Saw her in the goggles earlier, not wearing them right now. Cook off the high hand, dug by Yaniska. Carlini outside to Santana, blocked by Jehlářová.
There's the seal they were looking for. Love the press, love the energy, and a block when they need it.
That is the all-time NCAA rally scoring career leader in blocks. 769 at Washington State. Magda Jehlářová. Adams putting it down, second effort. And now Atlanta 2 points away.
Same thing, right? It's those quick hands. She's able to really shoot them so fast over the top of the net, and it allows her to kind of pick and choose what angle she's going to block. A great touch there.
Madison won 8 days ago. Their first ever match at home, but they're in danger of dropping their third straight. Sarah Franklin gets one back for them, 13-8 Atlanta.
I think Franklin's, one of her best skills is actually just her ability to get her feet to an inside set. It's a great example on that last play.
Now we'll see her skill at the service line. And it's an ace. 13-9. Paulo Coco takes a timeout to give his team a break and slow down the momentum of Madison as they have consecutive points now.
Coco currently talking about that angle, right? So the seam, that's one of the elements, right, to a serve reception. With three passers in the back, there are alleys, right? You have an alley to the sideline and one between you and the passer next to you, and they go all the way along the length of the court. And dependent on where the server is serving from, oftentimes, and depending on who's back there with you, it really can dictate who's going to take that ball and take that angle. So oftentimes you get back into that huddle, have that conversation. Where's the serve coming from, and who do we really want taking that seam?
So 3 servers means 4 alleys.
3 passers means 4 alleys. That's
3
correct.
passers, yeah.
Yes.
3 serve receivers. Grubbs. Here comes Santana. 13-10 Atlanta. 3 consecutive points for Madison.
Yeah, and actually here's the shift too. If you watch the serve receive for Atlanta, they have shifted Adams. Her left foot is nearly on the sideline. They're almost in a 2-person serve receive.
Need the side out to stem the tide and get it to match point, and Grubbs gets the job done.
And that's exactly why you do it. You shift and move that serve receive, let somebody else take a bigger portion of the court, and you end up walking away with the side out.
And Bea Negrati comes in to serve to try to close things out. Her first appearance of the match. The Libero from Italy. Been playing professionally in her native Italy since 2015. There she is, Bea Negrati. Match point for Atlanta. Carlene to the back set. Sandbothy dug by Cook. Fairbanks. Adams ends it. Atlanta takes it in 4 over Madison. Love Atlanta now 2-1. Love Madison. Consecutive losses here in Omaha. Over a 24-hour period, they fall to 1-4. 15-10 in the 5th. Fiona Pinoy. Excellent job for Atlanta. The libero for Atlanta is your player of the match. And there she is with a hug from Iga Vasileska. And just getting the news that she's the player of the match. Pinoy with 21 digs in this one. She was excellent. Longtime libero for the Thai national team. Won gold in the Asian Games 2013 and 2023. 7-time gold medalist in the Southeast Asian Games. And let's go to Kelsey Cook. And Kelsey is with Cameron Irwin.
Well, Pinoy may have been the player of the match. Kelsey Cook, though, this was an all-out war. What did it really come down to in that final 5th set?
I think we just did a really nice job of responding. You could see in a couple of the matches we went down and then we kept our foot off the gas a little bit, and I just thought every time we had the chance to respond, we did.
Now, there were 10 days between your last match to now. What really came to life with your 3rd match of the season?
I think it's still early in the season. We've only been together for like 2.5 months now, and that might seem like a long time, but we're still finding our rhythm and we're still finding our identity. And I think the 10 days that we had really helped us.